Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Señoras y señores, live! It's time!
It is time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope you're enjoying your evening. We are live in the Action Lab, your premier sports entertainment talk show on the internet, and it is not even close. We've been back for a minute, but we haven't been on the show for a while. So welcome in. We have a lot to get you caught up on. There's so much going on. There's some disappointment. There's some celebration. There's some really good stories that we have to tell. There's a lot of different things happening over the course of the last 2 or 3 weeks that we haven't really been able to connect with you guys about. So we will be doing that tonight. And it is a Sunday night here in the Action Lab, we're going to be watching live the Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild. We're getting some revenge on the Minnesota side of the world because we didn't exactly have the best success in the NBA side of the world. So I have plenty to vent about on that front. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Let's just say I'm not a happy camper on that, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. Otherwise, we are chilling with you here watching this Avalanche Minnesota Wild second round matchup of the NHL playoffs. And there is a goal for the Minnesota Wild as we literally just get in here. This is we're basically, it's like a baseball score at this point. So that makes the score 4-3. 4-3 in favor of the Colorado Avalanche here. 23 shots on goal, 12 for Minnesota, 23 for Colorado. And this,
I didn't even know he was a member of the Wild. Vladimir Tarasenko, longtime St. Louis Blue, one with the Panthers as well. Now with Minnesota scoring that goal.
And that's just
right around Scott Wedgwood.
It's just not a great goal to give up there for the Colorado Avalanche. So there we go. 4-3 now in favor of the Colorado Avs. There we go, Tarasenko. Riley, don't love it. Don't love it. Welcome in all of you guys who are joining us for tonight's show. Good to have you guys here. It's been a minute since we've been on live, but we are here. Face off here for 13 minutes left in the second period.
Oh, it looked like there was going to be a fight for a second. But
Vladimir Tarasenko, third point, or third straight game with a point streak going, is as I think what they threw up there. But we have a lot to catch up on. Hopefully you have a fantastic night. Hell yeah. Everyone's celebrating Tarasenko. You guys,
I think Chris is about to ban everyone.
I'm about to ban all of you guys. Tarasenko can suck it. Is what you guys love some Tarasenko. I can tell him he can suck it. So maybe I'll just go that route. Maybe that's the way we're going. I'm feeling spicy tonight. I didn't get to celebrate and have my suck it with succulence.
It is succulent.
Yeah, it is. My spice will be very succulent tonight. It will be spicy.
It's spicy.
But I didn't get to celebrate the Kentucky Derby like I normally get to. I did get together with some friends this afternoon, and we had a little bit of a post Kentucky Derby party where I dressed up. We had some mint juleps, and by mint juleps I had like 4 or 5. So I'm feeling spicy tonight. And I'm continuing on with the journey with you guys tonight. So that being said, bring on all the heat in the comments, in the chat. We're going to have some fun while the Avalanche try to put away Minnesota tonight in game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoff second round matchup here. I had to totally redo my picks after the Puma was scratched yesterday morning. Well, and then Great White was scratched. I don't know if you saw this, but during the Kentucky Derby, I'm a big Kentucky Derby fan. Sometimes we talk about sports on this show.
Hang on for a second. In the game, Minnesota player tried to clear the puck. It's just no one's around him. Goes to clear the puck, and his stick just snaps for no particular reason. And he starts playing hockey to go play soccer and kick it to someone around the board.
Seems right.
That was awesome.
But I was watching the Kentucky Derby on an airplane coming back from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which, by the way, is another announcement I have here in a little bit. But coming back home, I saw Great White scratched from the Kentucky Derby by just simply. Ooh, here we go. Hold on. Avs here in control, trying to get a shot on goal here. Can't quite get it.
Yeah, we're watching the game live here together.
We're watching the game live. This is yeah. So guys, if you guys are enjoying the stream tonight, hit that follow button if you're new to the channel. But the best way to watch this show tonight is by turning on the game. It's on TNT. It's on national television or any streaming network that you have.
Even I can watch it.
Anybody can watch this, and we are all watching it together. So that way we can all be on the same page here. But yeah, Great White scratched by knocking his jockey off the horse before the race even started. So there was that. So lots of different things happening, but I'm glad I didn't bet it because I wouldn't have won a lot. Joe Quills has his normal show that he does a lot of handicapping when it comes to the horse racing side of the world. And we will be maybe checking in with him here once we get to the Belmont Stakes and the Preakness. Once we get to that side of horse racing. So I'm a big horse racing fan. Scotty loves golf. I'm more into horse racing. Scotty's more into golf. We kind of balance each other out in the sports that we typically aren't normalizing on the show as frequently. But yeah, we try to keep you up to speed with it. Oh, this is a fast flowing game here. Minnesota keeps getting shots on goal, shot after shot after shot.
That hasn't been the case this game. They had 11. They had like 10 shots before they got their third goal.
Well, and that's what I was just about to mention. Colorado's outshooting them almost 2-1 here in this game as we sit right now. So 26 shots to 15 on goal in favor of the Colorado Avalanche. Avalanche getting some chances here, but it is back and forth and back and forth. So not a big horse racing person, but that was an insane finish yesterday. Best maybe, or is that a stretch? So there was actually another race going back to, I would say, when was it? Mind That Bird. Joe Quills knows what year that was. Mind That Bird had a similar route where they came straight from the last position all the way to the front and ended up winning the Kentucky Derby from being in last place for a majority of the race. And it was Mind That Bird actually won by like 4 or 5 lengths. Mind That Bird was 2009. Yeah, 2009. Won by a mile, it seemed like. And it was, yeah, it
Jack
was.
Benson is a rat, and I love him. I guess he used to help with his parents' traveling carnival when he was a kid, which explains more about him than it doesn't.
Hey, thank you, Riley, for the 40 bits. Appreciate that. Traveling carnival. Love it. Yeah, Joe Quills, he rode the rails. Same with Rich Strike in 2022. It's weird to feel like you can just come from behind in a lot of these. Like, you never know when you're gonna win or who's gonna win, because we've had a lot of instances over the last couple years, since 2009, going back to Mind That Bird, of horses coming from the complete back of the pack and winning these races, which is kind of crazy. Rich Strike 2022 was one. Yeah, it's just, you just never know when someone's going to come out of nowhere. And the first woman ever as a trainer to win the Kentucky Derby, big for women out there. Shout out. Horses have the coolest names. Yeah, name your horses are like, the names are so good. They're so good.
What would you name yours, Chris, if you had one?
I would name it, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. There's so many random ways you can go with a name, right? Black market breast milk. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so random. You could just you could probably get a word generator on the internet and just randomize words and just throw them in there, and you could probably come up with a pretty damn good horse name.
Okay, random word, ankle. Okay, your new name is now Ankle.
Yeah, like ankles twist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do anything.
Twist.
Like, you could do absolute. I mean, I'm trying to think of my boy Nikola Jokic, like Nikola's prize. I don't know. I'm trying to. You can just go anywhere with it. You know, it's just never ending. So it's like a band.
Well, he's got more time to tend to those horses now.
A lot of the horses' names are variations of the sire, father, and the dame, mother. Yeah. Well, I mean, you could go anything. Speaking of Jokic, are we talking any hoops tonight? Wolves, Nuggets, or otherwise? Absolutely not.
And now you're banned.
And you're banned, Black Market. No, we could talk some Nuggets. It's part. Well, I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts about the Denver Nuggets. Obviously, the Nuggets losing their first round series to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Congratulations, Black Market. Y'all team wanted it way more than the Denver Nuggets did. That's why the Avalanche are trying to get some revenge here, except for the fact that this is a kind of a crazy game right now. This is kind of back and forth. Minnesota with the puck, and Minnesota gets a goal to tie the game.
Edward wants a goal interference call, so this might go to review.
Yeah, we're looking at a 4-4 tie game here. This is Hughes with the goal, at least as it stands right now. Again, Minnesota keeps this thing close. Wasn't trying to be a jerk, although Nuggets have said they might flip their roster. Well, I'll get to that here in a second. Philly in the chat bet they were the best in the West. At least that's what you told me. They were. I thought they were. I mean, here's the thing. We knew the Thunder were going to be one of the best teams in the NBA in the West. Thunder were the team to beat. That was always going to be the case. That was the case all season long. They were the number one seed. That was it. Then you had the Spurs, and then you had the Nuggets. Nuggets, based off of and going into the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
They were a better roster than they've ever had. This was the best roster ever constructed around Nikola Jokic. All of that is true. That's factual. Now, you take into account the fact that this team...
Glue stick.
Glue stick, yeah. Take into account that you have a team that kind of was fool's gold in a sense. There's a lot of fool's gold happening with this Denver Nuggets team because they masked a lot of it. And maybe they didn't because there were some issues with injuries, right? With a lot of injuries throughout the season, which kind of distracted you from the real culture of what was being built in Denver. I've never seen a team quit the way they quit. I've never seen a Nuggets team just absolutely have zero heart and zero fight and zero fire. I've never seen a team as talented as that be as disappointing as the Nuggets were. It's not even a question. Were they a good team? And did they have a ceiling of being a really, really good NBA playoff caliber team to go to the NBA Finals and win it? Yes. Did they underachieve drastically? Absolutely. Did the Wolves want it way more? Absolutely. So, that being said, all things can be true. All of these things are true. The Nuggets were soft. The Nuggets were not who we thought they were. They weren't. I mean...
But they are who we thought they were.
No, they weren't. They aren't who we thought they were. They
also,
were
Joe
frauds.
Crow's new horse named Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. One of the better Wolves games, Nuggets pulled their starters down 13 with 3 minutes left. I was shocked. Yeah. No, but there was no leadership. There was no anything. You knew this. Nice shot on goal there. It's nice save by Minnesota. 5:38 left in the second period here. The culture of the Nuggets was something that I haven't seen since pre-Michael Malone. I noticed one thing in this game. I was sitting at a bar in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, by myself, watching this game. There was a point. I don't even know the guy's first name. Clark, for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Clark. He is a player that I didn't know existed in the NBA. Jalen Clark, correct. Clark. Comes into the game due to injuries to two of the top players on the Minnesota Timberwolves team, Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo. He comes into the game. Not Denzel. And he's playing quality minutes in the playoffs. And you think to yourself, man, no one knows who this kid is. He's a guy that doesn't get minutes, doesn't play a lot, and he's getting some time in a very crucial game against a really good Denver Nuggets team. Nobody knows who Jalen Clark is. He's not real up until this point. He's not a real player.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
Jalen Clark was not real. Then on the other side, you have Nikola Jokic, who's one of the most recognized and talented players in the entire world at the game of basketball. Leader of a team that's a championship caliber team. And you think to yourself, okay, if these two were to get in a scuffle, what would happen? Well, that exact thing happened. Both players got into a scuffle with each other. And when I saw what I saw, I knew we were cooked. I knew it. Because I saw a Minnesota Timberwolves team that every player on the court rushed over to go defend Jalen Clark. And I saw one Nuggets player, one, and it's Tim Hardaway Jr., come to the aid of Nikola Jokic in that scrum. And in that scrum, I just saw more passion. I saw more fight. I saw more fire from the Minnesota Timberwolves for a guy that they don't even know exists on their roster from the regular season than I did for an entire veteran team for their starter, Nikola Jokic, who's one of the best in the world. And when I saw that, I mean, Tim Hardaway Jr. was a guy that was signed this past offseason that's not going to be on the roster next year. What are we doing? And yet, there was more love for a G League player than there was for the best player in the world. That is a problem. And that's when I knew we were cooked. Not to mention, I knew we were cooked the minute we didn't respond after talking shit in the media when Jaden McDaniels came out and started talking trash, and we did nothing about it. We got punked. Then they lose two of their top players in a big game, and we can't do anything about it. We got punked again. Another one. We got punked, and we did nothing about it, whether that's coaching, which part of it is, whether that's leadership on the court, that part of it is, whether that's softness of a roster that's just not in, just there's zero fire, soft, which it is. We did not deserve to win that series. We had no business in that series. And here's the thing. The Nuggets looked like an old roster that was unathletic, that had no heart in that series. And Philly says not a good team. I disagree. I think the Nuggets are a good team. They were a good enough team to be a top seed in the West. They're a good enough team with the talent on the roster. The roster didn't suck. You can't look at that roster and say that it sucked. Now, you can look at that roster and say the roster underachieved. That is very true. That's a true statement.
True.
But you can't say that roster on paper was a bad roster. how it was constructed and the effort they put on the court was awful. And that's what brought them down.
The Avs.
They probably thought Jokic could handle twice. He's twice Clark's size. Yeah, true. But that's not. No, that doesn't matter. There was 5 or 6 Wolves surrounding Jokic, and one white jersey came over to help. Same with Jaden saying he saw someone charging someone big charging him about In fact, Adelman tried to sweep Jaden's words under the rug as motivate. I just thought I needed to see in those press conferences. I would love to see someone fire back, and I didn't see that, and that's another thing that bothered me a ton.
Also, Chris, you're talking about the scrum. Remember when we were watching the game on Saturday night? Same thing happened. There was a scrum at the end of the game.
Jokic
I want to say it was Jaden McDaniels who
tried to make a shot.
Started it with Jokic.
Well, that was the game.
Oh, goal here! Shorty go for the Wild, and they take the lead with the net.
They knocked off the net. They knocked off the net. Do we review this?
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I could see the refs just doing the review on their own, but this should go. At very least, Bednar's going to take a long look at this. He's got a minute to figure out if he wants a challenge or not.
Yeah, no. I wanted to take.
I'll get back to my point after this replay.
I want to take a look at this.
Yeah, they get the breakaway.
It's a bad.
That's a good goal. That's a good goal. It was going in regardless of the net coming off. Yeah, it crossed the line. Then Bednar should not challenge. Wild take the lead on a shorty after being down 3-0. It just keeps going from bad to worse for the state of Colorado against the state of Minnesota.
It's not looking good right now. I'm not worried right now. We still have the power play. We still have a whole period left. This game's going to be like 6-7 or something crazy. Avs should win this game.
So yeah, as I was saying earlier, you're talking about the scrum. Same thing happened last night.
Heck yeah. This reminds of that great Wolves series.
Okay, Evil. Okay. Was it a great series, though? Was it? Thank you for the 200 biddies. Appreciate that.
My man.
Thank you,
Evil.
Evil.
I think it was Jokic and McDaniels getting into a scrum at the end of Game 4. It was.
Well, that was the game where McDaniels made a basket at the end and Jokic ran over, and he was the only player that ran over. Same exact thing.
And who was there? Every Wolves player was there for McDaniels,
and
nobody was there for Jokic.
Exactly.
At the goal, tie game again.
Let's go.
Am I ahead of you?
You are ahead of me. I need to refresh my, or you need to pause for like 5 seconds.
You refresh. We'll coordinate this afterwards. But
Here, just pause for 5 seconds. That's all. Just pause it, and then then we're good.
All right, what's the pause button? 1.
So, all right. So let me get to a lot of questions coming in the chat. Do you want Adelman to stay or go? Did great last season for the situation. My opinion right now is Adelman is not the right. I don't think he's the right guy. I think he's a great X's and O's guy. I don't think he's a great guy to rally a locker room. Not that you need that when opposing teams are talking shit. Not that you need that. Like, your players should do that for you. So I'm not putting that on Adelman. But I will say that, like, there's something with Adelman that I just don't feel like he has what it takes to be a top echelon coach. I think he's he's the equivalent, in my opinion, in my current situation right now and how I'm seeing it. He's like the equivalent of an offensive coordinator in the NFL that has a great quarterback and then gets a really good job somewhere else.
He's Brian Callahan.
He's like, or he's like a Josh McDaniels, right? Or he's a guy, got shot on goal for the Minnesota Wild. Good save by Wedgwood there. I think he may be one of the more elite assistant coaches in the league. I don't know if he has what it takes to be a head coach in the NBA. If you were to ask me today, would I want like a Billy Donovan from a Chicago Bulls that he was just let go, or they just decided to part ways, or a coach like Adelman? I might lean Billy Donovan in that. If you're asking me, would I want a coach like a veteran coach in the NBA that maybe just got laid off, that has a nice rapport of being a really solid coach that can get to a team to the playoffs?
Like Doc Rivers?
Not Doc Rivers. I'm going to pass on Doc Rivers. I'll pass on that. That's a no for me, dog. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I just don't think that Adelman, I think he's a great X's and O's coach. I think he has a great mind for offensive basketball. I don't know if he has the capability to get a team to play solid defense, and X's and O's can only take you so far. You know, so that's where I struggle with David Adelman. Is he coming? He will be back. He will be back. There's already reports saying that he's going to be the coach for the Denver Nuggets moving forward. I don't know if he's going to be able to get the job done. I don't know. That's just me. Let's see. Roster doesn't win games, though. A roster absolutely wins games. If you have a good roster, you can win games in the NBA.
So rosters win regular season games. Coaching wins playoff games.
Coaching is part of it. But rosters need to be able to come up big. And I mean, how often do you see scrub rosters winning NBA championships? Right? Scrub rosters don't win NBA championships. When's the last time a backup roster, like a roster that doesn't have good players on paper, win an NBA championship?
The Pacers might have if Halliburton didn't blow his Achilles at the worst possible time.
They're not beating. I don't care if he. I love Halliburton. I love the Pacers. I don't think they would have won that series regardless. Yeah, no. A roster absolutely wins championships. That's false. Nuggets coach would do a better job if he received an extension. XNO coach who can't lead a locker room is a prime assistant material. Yeah, that's my take. I think he's, and we might see that next year. If the Nuggets don't make it, I will tell you this right now. If the Nuggets do not make it to the Western Conference Finals next year, Adelman's out. Adelman's out. Done.
End of the second period here, by the way. Tied at 5.
We got
10 goals in this game, 5 in each period. This is wild.
This game is off the rails, which I'm excited for this third period.
I wish I would have bet on this game. It would have been fun.
No good rosters have ever won games. Yeah. We need a wild win here. You mean a wild win for the Avs, or are you saying we need a wild win, Evil? I think we need.
I mean, he is a Minnesota fan, so take that as you will.
So here's my thoughts on the Denver Nuggets, because I have a lot to talk about. We're on intermission here, 5-5, end of the second period. Go get some drinks. You know, go catch up. I have mine here, so we're chilling. I've been drinking
Black Market.
I've been drinking mint juleps all afternoon. I'm feeling toasty. We're feeling spicy tonight. I have a lot to say. Technically only half wild. The other half is Avalanche. Okay, fair enough.
We need the Wild to score an avalanche of goals.
Hi-yo.
Hi-yo.
Yeah. Also, but now that it's the intermission, Chris, you said you had an announcement?
Yeah. So I was out of town this past week. So I left on Wednesday. I was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So we were, my wife and I, we kind of got away for a little bit. We went down to the beach, the coast, and
Needed a vacation after dealing with me.
breaking news. Evil nailed it. We are having a third little bundle of joy joining the family.
Let's go.
Yeah, so we have a third. I haven't really said much, so when I say the due date is June 27th, like a month away, it's because, yeah, like this has been a thing for a little bit. Now, yeah, we've had a lot of different journey to this point of where we're at. Thank you guys all so much. Appreciate that love. You guys are all family, so I obviously wanted to share it with you guys. It's been a journey for number 3. Lots of different challenges, lots of different things that got us to this point, but we finally got here. And yeah, we think everything is going well enough for us to be excited about this next month. We're playing some zone defense now. Here we go.
It's a trap.
We're playing zone defense as parents. But yeah, that night might affect some scheduling of some shows coming up here in the next month or so, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So anyways, it's lots of good news. We'll be super stoked to share more and more with you guys as we get closer. But that being said, we did a little baby moon to get away and do a little bit of rest and relaxation before the month is over and we're getting closer and closer to some more challenges, but it's all good. It's all good stuff. I wouldn't want to share it with anybody else but you guys. You guys actually know more than probably some of our family members actually know at this point, because we, kind of keep things a little bit low key when it comes to these types of things. And so there we go. There it's all. It's the cat's out of the bag. Here we are, but all good stuff. Diacola is excited to meet the granddaughter.
Yep.
Congrats. Thanks. Thank you all. Thank you all. Yeah, it's all super exciting. So appreciate you guys for being here with us. I mean, you guys been around with us for a long time, so you guys know, whenever Scotty has some big stuff going on, whenever I have big stuff going on, we like to share it with you guys. And this is no different. I hate to be that person, but since no one else is making this joke, were they made in the Action Lab?
They definitely were.
Let's just Roger.
There was some action going on in that lab for sure.
We were in the lab and there was plenty of action.
It's spicy.
It was spicy. We just have another lab rat coming. Who do you guys think has the advantage right now? What's up, money?
I would have said Wild up until that last Avs goal.
Agreed.
So the only time Avs had scored like 5 of 6.
Avs going into the third, I think, is where if the Avs going into the third down 5-4, I think that's a rough momentum swing for the Avs. Them scoring before the third period
that's huge
is massive. And so I think that with that being said, Avs should come out in the third period firing on all cylinders. They already lead in shots on goal. Even though Minnesota closed the gap, they were almost 2-1 at one point in that game.
It was 2-1. It was like 23-11 at one point.
And now we're at almost dead even, 25-30 shots on goal in favor of the Colorado Avalanche. It's pretty much even, but I would say the lean going into the third is the Colorado Avalanche. But Money, who's your team and where you're from? Like to get to know you a little bit better. Welcome into the Action Lab, your premier sports and entertainment talk show on Twitch, on the internet, Guys, hit that follow button if you are new to the channel. It's great to have you guys here, and we like to get to know you. We talk NHL, we talk NBA, we talk NFL once we get to the NFL season, and a little bit of everything in between. So make sure you're here. We were talking some Kentucky Derby earlier. We got a little bit of everything. So let's see. This game is ending 8-9 one way or another. I mean, you're not wrong.
True.
But yeah. Money, who's your team?
I'm back, baby.
All right.
Hey, Captain.
Yeah,
Wreck
Captain,
really went to
we did
Colorado. It really happened. Wow, we did get Wreck to Colorado. It was a great time.
I did have a few drinks.
We forced Wreck to have 2 or 3 adult beverages. Yeah, we're getting a recap. We're talking through the recap. I want to make sure Scotty's here. Scotty is obviously not in tonight. He's got a buddy from out of town that he's entertaining at the moment, so he's a little busy, but he will be here as well. He'll give his recap of everything.
Have about Minnesota to win this game, and Chris is going to ban you.
Bet on Minnesota. Sorry, you're gonna lose all your money there, Money. Sorry, you're losing your money tonight. Just say it. I'm a big Colorado fan. I live in Colorado. I'm a big Nuggets, Avalanche, Rockies, you name it, Broncos. So obviously, we're pulling heavy for the Colorado Avalanche now that the Nuggets are eliminated by the same state of Minnesota. Not great. But yeah, we had a great. What's up, Blue Devil? How we doing? What's up, baby Blue Devil? Welcome, welcome. I have a feeling.
We got a good showing here tonight.
Yeah, Blue Devil rolling in. Knicks fan. Ooh, did you see that?
Was it you or Scotty that predicted the Knicks to go all the way?
I picked the Knicks to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and beat the Detroit Pistons.
He picked the Knicks to go to the finals. All right, so Scott's
no. Actually, no. No, that's false. I lied. I picked the Knicks to play the Boston Celtics and lose to the Celtics. But the fact that can I say that the Celtics, though, can I tell you the Celtics made me feel so good. Given the fact that my Nuggets did what they did to me and my emotions, can I tell you how validating it is that Boston fans are feeling the same pain as I am right now? Because it's very eerily similar how Boston feels and how the Nuggets feel from a fan base perspective. Misery loves company, and I love to have this company because I thought it was the Nuggets that were the only chokers in the playoffs. The Boston Celtics helped me feel a little bit better about myself on that front because the Boston Celtics blew a 3-1 lead against the Philadelphia 76ers. A 3-1 lead where the Boston Celtics were picked to be the better team. They had the better veterans on that roster. They had the better coaching on that roster. They had the better everything. I mean, you name it. And I will say it feels good to know that the Boston Celtics they lost a series that they should have won. They had the talented veteran roster that's won a championship before. And they were picked by a lot to go to the NBA Finals and potentially win. All three things all stand the same for the Boston Celtics as they do the Denver Nuggets. Are there different nuances between those two series? Absolutely. But I will say it's an embarrassing. I know Nuggets collapse was worse. It was. I will say it was really, really bad. But so was the Celtics. I would say the Celtics wasn't as bad because obviously Embiid coming back. But still, you lost a series to Joel Embiid, a guy who can't do anything because he's always hurt. And yet you lost a 3-1 series lead against a team that has no business beating you on a first-round playoff series? No, it's still bad. If the Nuggets losing to the series to the Minnesota Timberwolves without Ant and without Dante DiVincenzo is one thing, I would say if that's a 9 out of 10 on a disaster scale, the Celtics melting down 3-1 against a rival in Philadelphia, like Celtics, that was bad. That was bad. Celtics worse. They were 32-0 when leading 3-1. Philly was 0-18. Yeah, that was bad. It was like, so it makes me feel a little better that another really solid fan base, city with a lot of hope, chokes away a series that they had no business losing. So, in that respect, yes, it feels good to know that there's another team out there that feels my pain, another fan base out there that feels my pain. The same, if not worse. There's more pride, I feel, behind the Celtics losing to the Philadelphia 76ers, in my opinion. It's crazy. So, shout out to Philly coming back. Joel Embiid carrying that team to winning that series. I wouldn't sleep on the Sixers. They got something going. True. Yeah, I think so. Sixers got a little bit of spunk to them. And the East is so bad. Like, the East is so bad that you can make an argument that the Philadelphia 76ers could make a run. They got VJ, they got Joel Embiid, who's playing actually good playoff basketball. I mean, they need to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals first because they haven't done that yet with Joel Embiid, and he hasn't won an Eastern Conference Finals. I should say he hasn't won an Eastern Conference Finals. They got some work to do. Prove us all wrong. How did you and the Nuggets fans in general feel about Jaden layup fight, unwritten rules, etc.? I think it's. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem making the layup. And I don't have a problem with the Nuggets being upset about it. I'm upset about it too. You dribble out the ball. That's my opinion. It's an unwritten rule. My problem was I didn't love how my team responded to it. My team, if it's me, my competitive, like, I'm a very competitive person when it comes to sports, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, you guys can, you can tell me I'm not or whatever. I'm a very competitive person. There's a reason why I love sports. There's a reason why I talked a lot of shit when I played sports. When I played soccer, basketball, volleyball, whatever it is, I played a lot of different sports. I talked a lot of shit. I did. I was one of those guys that I didn't talk shit unless other people talk shit first, but I did. I got in plenty of scrums. I got in plenty of fights playing sports. I would have, if it were me, I would have been over there exactly like Jokic was. And I would have done the same exact thing. I have a problem with it. I feel like my team should have a problem with it. The fact that they didn't respond and do anything about it and they got punked is my problem with it. That's my problem with it. That's soft. We had a soft team that didn't know how to respond when they got called out or they got showed up. That's my problem. They're soft and they were all deserving to lose that series. So it's an unwritten rule. Yes, I don't like when other teams do that, but it's how your team responds in those moments to make that shit right. And they didn't do the job that they needed to do. So that's where I have a problem with it. That series even shocked me. Yeah. Nuggets didn't want those Spurs problems. Weirdly enough, I think the Nuggets would have matched up well against the Spurs. The Nuggets beat the Spurs a lot this season. It was like a cookie. It was like a rock, paper, scissors all season long. All season long. Nuggets lose to the OKC Thunder. Thunder lose to the Spurs. Spurs lose to the Nuggets. The Minnesota Timberwolves weren't even a thought. They weren't even a thought. And that's the problem. My least favorite thing about NBA playoffs this year is Wolves got to face Nuggets, Spurs, and Thunder. If they were in the East, they would legitimately fear no one. That's a good take, Chris. Wolves gave them so much motivation to try to punch back, and they didn't. Yeah, that's the biggest takeaway of the series for me, Black Market. That's the biggest takeaway.
So with Almond not coming back, what moves do you make to... Yeah, Almond is coming back, so what moves do you make to bring more fight to the team?
Nobody's safe except Jokic, and that's what came out today. There was actually a Shams issuing a statement about the Denver Nuggets saying Adelman's coming back, most likely, if not a guarantee. And only one player, is safe. And that's Nikola Jokic. Everyone else up for grabs. Every single player, which rightfully so. I don't think I as much as I love Aaron Gordon, I don't think that Aaron Gordon can hold up through the course of a season anymore. I just don't think that's the thing. I think we jumped the gun on Christian Brown on that contract, 5 years, $125 million. I think we jumped the gun on that. Peyton Watson, I don't know if we can afford him without getting rid of one of our starters, and we want to bring him back, but I don't know if that's realistic. There's a lot of teams out there that want him, so maybe there's some value there. Cam Johnson, he's been a trade option. I think he was one of the best Nuggets players on that entire roster in the playoffs, especially in those closeout games. I thought he was incredible in those last couple games. Thank you, P3, for the bits, by the way.
Third period has begun here in
Third
Denver,
period has
Colorado.
begun. No one's safe, though. I mean, I could say you can get, I mean, Tim Hardaway's probably gone. I would say Bruce Brown's probably gone. I would say, I mean, this roster will be absolutely blown up next season, and it wouldn't surprise me.
But Jamal
might be gone.
All-star Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray made his first. Maybe this is the year you get rid of him at the peak of his, and you just try to get something new going. I don't know. It's crazy for me to say that because it's been the best two-man game in a while. But like, here's also the thing: that two-man game takes a lot away from other talent on the roster. That two-man game, if you're talking about what it does, hey.
All right.
Welcome in money. Hey. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that love.
Big pile up behind the net there.
Big pile up here. You see what the two-man game does to the rest of the talent on the roster. And like, it's weird to say because it's been so dominant, but I think it outstays its welcome, and I think people figured it out. People figure out the two-man game after a while. It was unguardable for years, and now it's not. And look at Michael Porter Jr. Goes to the Brooklyn Nets, has an incredible offensive season. Look at what happens when the two-man game isn't working and you start getting Cam Johnson some more looks. He gets better. He starts making shots. He feels more comfortable. The two-man game suffocates other players' talent. And when it's working, it's great. But when it's not, you're suffocating your players' talent. And I think there's a point, at some point, I think defense is an issue in this team. I think when you're getting out-rebounded, second chance points, everything, there's an effort thing going on. There's a lot of issues with this team. But it wouldn't shock me if they decided to say, you know what? Ooh. And good shot there for the Colorado Avalanche.
I think you got even more behind than you were earlier.
Hold on. Oh, let me see. You
might need a refresh.
I'm up to speed here. Hold on. Let's see. Here's where I'm at, Rex. 1705, 4, 3, 2,
Okay, I'll pause
1,
for 2 seconds.
0, 1659, 58, 57,
Okay,
56.
I'm on time with you.
Okay, perfect. Oh,
55.
and he almost got there. Colorado Avalanche knocking on the door here. Coming out. We talk about momentum.
Shot. Hey.
Momentum in the third period where we were talking about, right, Money? We were talking about who has the momentum. It was the Colorado Avalanche. Avalanche come out fast, getting multiple opportunities here in the third period with shots on goal. Not quite able to convert any of them. O'Connor with a shot on goal there that couldn't quite get there with a backhand into just right over the post. Right over the crossbar there. Logan O'Connor couldn't quite finish. But Avalanche getting some opportunities here in the third period. Let's see. I'm tired of seeing the Wolves in the Western Conference Finals. They always run out of gas somehow. And they're going to do that and say, oh, and we got to go. And the Colorado Avalanche take a 6-5 lead with Cale Makar. Hey, all hail Cale. Let's go. Cale Makar with the goal here. Nice shot.
The skating in snipes the up away corner.
Right over the right shoulder.
Oh, it hit his arm and deflected up.
And the Colorado Avalanche come out on top in the third period with 16:39 left to score and go up 6-5. Let's go.
Although, as we've shown in this game, momentum means literally nothing. Minnesota could score in the next 20 seconds, and it would not be that surprising.
Let's see. 2 years ago, Wolves didn't lose more than 2 games in a row all year until the Nuggets series round 2. Jokic Murray offense is still elite. Unfortunately, so is Gobert and Jaden's defense. But, like, here's the thing. If Jokic and Murray, I love Murray. I love Jokic. I think they're the two that, like, they are one of the best duos to ever grace the basketball court together. You talk about John Stockton and Karl Malone. You talk about just you have these legendary duos. I think Jokic and Murray have had enough time together to qualify themselves as one of the best duos in the history of the NBA. They assist each other. They play off each other. As the Minnesota Wild actually moved the puck around here, controlling in the Avalanche zone around the blue line, back and forth. Ooh, steal there by the Avs, and he just
throws it right over. That's going to be an icing, I believe. No, it is not. Interesting.
Yeah, the Murray-Jokic combo. I just think at a certain point, I just don't know. You start figuring out how to defend it, and when there's a season and a half, 2 seasons of figuring out how the Nuggets play basketball, you almost just need to switch it up a little bit, mix it up. I mean,
Diacola. Avalanche might score more than Jamal Murray did.
They still. Well, Jamal only put up 10 points in that game 6. It wasn't great. So I mean, there's already between the two teams scored more points than Jamal Murray. But I just don't know. If Jamal Murray came back and he's still running the 2-man game with Jokic, I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with, hey, if it ain't working, Jamal hasn't been good in the clutch over the last 2 seasons in the playoffs. And I just, at a certain point, do I think it's still a solid... Oh, breakaway here.
Breakaway.
Oh, and a goal. Let's go. Nazem Kadri with the goal on the
return of the Nas.
Nazem Kadri puts the Avs up. Now we're looking close to the Jamal Murray point total. 7-5 in favor of the Colorado Avalanche here in the third period. 14-17 left to go. And what a game we have here. If you wanted points, if you wanted goals, if you're a big hockey fan, this is the you're enjoying this. Kadri to the left-hand side of the goaltender to knock this one through. What a goal. Kadri coming back and making an impact in the playoffs here for the Colorado Avalanche against the Minnesota Wild in the third period, game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Wow. What a score there. Avalanche. So Wild weekend, PWHL playoffs underway. Boston, Ottawa, even at 1-1. Minnesota managed to steal game 1 on the road against Montreal. Action continues Tuesday. Hey, action. Is Jamal Murray the best non-Jokic trade chip given contracts? And all. Don't think it's Brown, unfortunately. Well, Brown signed a 5-year deal. 125 or 20, 125 5-year deal. Not great. Do I think Brown vastly underachieved in the NBA playoffs for the Denver Nuggets?
Pacing.
Vastly underachieved. I mean, you can't. You got to get more than 3 points from one of your key role players in that series. I almost think you would normally prioritize Peyton Watson in that scenario, but I think the Nuggets are biting themselves and going too quickly. Now, at the time, Christian Brown was playing very, very well. Christian Brown was, I thought you got a pretty good steal for Christian Brown, given the contract, but it's not aging well. It's not aging well the way he's been performing. Ooh, steal there.
Shot again.
Another steal. The Minnesota Wild are falling apart here in the third period. All of a sudden,
no interference call there on what looked like a pretty easy one.
Given 2 goals and the careless turnovers in their own zone.
Shot off the crossbar, it looks like.
Avs coming to McKinnon. McKinnon navigating through, and nothing quite there. Smokey, what's up? I say Aaron Gordon will be a better trade chip because he's cheaper than Murray, but I don't know if I trust him with injuries. I mean, everyone's available. Everyone's available. Joker and Jamar are like Stockton and Malone. Only Joker is the best parts of both Stockton and Malone.
True.
That's true. That's true. I do agree. Jokic is the most untouchable player. And I do agree that, I'm kind of curious. We've seen this core for the Denver Nuggets for a while. I would love to see a shakeup. Ooh, nice little. Oh,
nice shot.
And it's wide. Not quite in there for the Colorado Avalanche.
That was a good high percentage chance, though, at least.
All of a sudden, shots on goal starting to balloon a little bit more for the Avs. Avs get it back into the zone. Dump it. Oh, nope. Keeps it. Fighting in the zone. And
Wild get control of it.
Cleared by the Wild.
Shoots!
And
blocked by the goalie Wedgwood.
Wedgie ends up making a nice little save there. Whenever I see basketball on TV, hey, what's up, Doc? How we doing? What's up, Doc? Whenever I see basketball on TV and a thought hits me, I should change the channel. Yeah, if you're not a big basketball fan, if you don't like NBA, yeah, switch over to the NHL. We're watching some hockey tonight, so if you're into hockey, you're in the right spot. My Colorado Avalanche here, trying to put some work in, trying to make a Stanley Cup run here in the playoffs here. So we'll see what happens. But right now, 7-5 lead for the Colorado Avalanche, 11-17 left in the third period as we conclude this game coming up here very, very soon.
Who's your team and where you're from, Doc? I'd like to get to know you a little bit better.
Who is your team and where are you from? Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, hit that follow button. We are the Action Lab Sports channel here on Twitch, premier sports entertainment talk show. We talk a lot of sports. We talk a lot of food. We talk a lot of entertainment. But we do talk a ton of sports. We talk hockey, football, baseball, basketball, you name it. We talk it all. So we'll even get into some golf and some horse racing every so often. So we won't leave you hanging. One way or another, we're going to have a good time chatting with you guys. So let's go. Free your boy, Fred Bayer.
I don't know who that is.
The boy
The
who
boy
passed
who
security.
passed security.
Oh, the dude that tried that got banned from every single NFL event for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was that guy. Yep.
The Steeler fans are unhinged. Yeah. That checks out.
Also, here's some news that you might have missed while we were gone for the break. So some more stuff from the whole Rossini Vrabel saga. There's a report that the Patriots are making preparations just in case Vrabel resigns.
I saw that report, and I don't know if that's a real. Was it a real report? I thought it feels.
It was.
Was it a real report?
Yeah.
I mean. Oh no!
Oh!
What a save by Wedgwood! Wedgwood with an absolute
penalty here.
Wow!
How did that not go in?
What a save by Wedgie! And this is Landeskog, I think, going to the penalty box.
Oh my god!
The puck was hanging out in front of the net, and then
wide. That was
Makar knocked it away before anything could happen. But what a sequence by the Colorado Avalanche to try to prevent that goal. Minnesota power play coming up here. 2 minutes on the power play for Minnesota.
Wow.
Unreal.
It is the captain in the box.
Unreal. This game has been fantastic. Yeah, there's been hasn't been much fights. What's the deal? That will ramp up as the series goes on, in my opinion. I don't think these two teams, have the same rivalry as they once had. I think over the last couple years, it's been more Dallas as kind of that team that's been really more of that scrappy kind of, they hate each other kind of vibe. But
save.
Nice clear there by the Colorado Avalanche to get a little bit more time here. 0 for 2 on the power play so far for Minnesota. Not many fights in this one. It's been a clean, not too many penalties, not too many power plays for either team on this in this game. But here we go. We'll see if Minnesota can capitalize on
that's a little two-man game. Two men just passing it back and forth with each other. Shot
save by Wedgwood. Wedgwood
rebound goes wide.
31 shots on goal for Minnesota, and a nice clear there for Colorado. 40 seconds left in the power play for Minnesota as they try to cut this lead down to 1. 9 minutes, 37 seconds left in this game. And another clear there for the Avs. 25 seconds left on the power play. And looks like, barring anything crazy, the Avs should be... no penalty called. No penalties there. The Avs 5 seconds away from killing this penalty off. 3, 2, 1, and clear.
No. We'll have 1 second on the power play for this face-off. I don't know what happened. Did the puck go off sides for a split second?
Can't tell. It's kind of weird. If Nuggets Wolves was hockey, it would be a bloodbath. Oh, 100%. I mean, here's the one thing. Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. And this should fire up all Nuggets fans. And Jaden McDaniel said this the other day. He was like, they asked him about the rivalry, about the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. And he was like, it's not much of a rivalry when you beat them so many times. And I agree. You know what's crazy?
The car's in the box.
I agree.
It looks like there's a two.
Well, I mean, Landeskog is
It looks
coming
like there
out.
was a-
Oh, it's a double.
So
it's
two penalties.
it's a 4-on.
Pretty much offsetting penalties.
It's a 4-on-3 right now.
It was still be a 5-on-4.
For 1 second.
But yeah.
Um,
Yeah, still 5-on-4, but there's been 2 minutes in the box, but no power play.
you want to know the best thing?
No change of man.
The best thing to come out of the Denver Minnesota NBA playoff series was the fact that these two teams will hate each other for a long, long, long time. And I will say across all of sports, across every sport, NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, there's not many teams that have the hatred for each other as the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves have for each other. Now, you know what's going to hurt that is ripping our roster apart, because these rosters have been very familiar with each other. So it's kind of curious. I think from a overall good save there by Wedgwood. I think the ferocity of this rivalry between the Nuggets and the Timberwolves will take a small hit, because a lot of the players for both teams may not necessarily be on the roster next season, mainly for the Denver Nuggets. However, that doesn't change the fact that these two franchises hate each other. And that doesn't change the fact that Nikola Jokic will always be keeping the Denver Nuggets roster relevant. So there's always going to be that.
Hey, Monkey.
Hey, guys. Long time no see. Monsters win in 3 overtimes in AHL playoffs. Cavs win Game 7 in NBA playoffs. What a night. Yeah, we had... I mean, I haven't kept tabs on some of the other games going on. The Cavs ended up taking... What was it? Let's see.
Really, Game 7.
NBA scores. Let's take a look at what that was. Pistons end up winning the series against the Magic, 116-94 in Game 7. A lot of Game 7s tonight. Game 7, Cleveland wins 114-102. Neither of those... Here's the thing. Neither of those two series shock me in who won the series. It's more of just, how did we get to Game 7? Why is this so hard? You know what I'm saying? The Cavaliers played with their food. The Pistons, I will say the Pistons series was different. I mean, it's a 8 versus 1. However, I know that the Pistons, Magic are a bad matchup. So the fact that they made it out of that series, congrats to the Pistons. But man, it's crazy. Yeah. There's some.
I did see that Raptors Game 6 win at Black Market. It looked a lot like a Kawhi.
Oh, where the ball pops straight up and straight down into the hoop with yeah. Oh man, what a game! I mean, that game was crazy. Tomorrow, by the way, Knicks and Sixers start at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Knicksers.
And then the Spurs and Timberwolves. If there's going to be, can I just tell you, and this is not me being a bitter Denver Nuggets fan. It's not me being a bitter, upset. I want the Timberwolves to lose the series. The Spurs are going to absolutely just annihilate the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's not going to be particularly close. That could be, the longest that series goes is 5. Spurs are going to dominate that series. And again, Timberwolves, they have a lot of fight. Matching up with Wembanyama and all of those players, it's just not. You need a full healthy roster, and you can't beat the San Antonio Spurs without Anthony Edwards and without DiVincenzo and without, even some of the guys that are on the court are kind of banged up.
Well, let's just hit from Kaji real quick.
If the black market, if the Wolves were healthy, I still think, that game might go an extra game. Maybe it goes to game 6. But the Spurs, it's hard for me. We are on a collision course for Spurs and Thunder. That's where we're at. And honestly, we might see the Spurs be the team because the Spurs have dominated the Thunder generally over the course of the year. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be all in on watching that series, and I will be a big Spurs fan. I want to see Victor Wembanyama smash, absolutely destroy the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's just, that's just me.
Breaks that guy's ankle, shoots, saved. I don't know who that guy was, but who lost his skates on that play.
Put him on ice, put him on skates, and then we're going to take you guys, by the way, to the end of this game, and then we're going to wrap things up, and then we'll get back to our show on Wednesday. But we're going to be hanging out with you towards the end of this Colorado-Minnesota game 1.
What we need is for Minnesota to score 2 goals so we get into overtime.
Magic Pistons for defensive basketball, loving sickos. Yeah, I don't hate defensive basketball. It's not as fun to watch as offensive basketball, but yeah, you're right. It's for all those 90s, which I grew up in the 90s. I appreciate defensive basketball. You definitely appreciate offensive basketball too. All right, so Avs controlling the puck here.
Saved.
I'm gonna refresh. I think my thing paused again.
How do you keep falling behind?
It's just my YouTube. It's just my YouTube. That's all it is. Just not having trouble keeping up. By the way, next game Tuesday between the Colorado Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild. 38 shots on goal or 35 shots on goal for Minnesota. Avalanche 3 more than the Wild so far in this game. Wild coming back. This game 7-5. Goals are coming every which direction. But here's the thing. I think what the issue with Minnesota here, Colorado is one of the worst teams to get in a shootout with, right? If you're looking for a high scoring game, Colorado's the last team that you want to be in a high scoring game. And a big shot there.
That kind of shootout. I thought you were talking about the other
shootout. No, not.
No, that's the perfect team.
No, overtime shootout. Yes. Colorado. If you're trying, if I were to tell you that the Avalanche are going to be in a high scoring game with another team, that I prayers up for the other team, because you're going to need. There's not a good chance you're going to win a high-scoring game against the Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche will absolutely love to go back and forth with you on a high-scoring game. They would love it, and that's what they're doing tonight, and that's kind of the game plan. If you're the Minnesota Wild, you want this game to be 1-1. You want it to be like a low-scoring, very just tough fought game, because the offensive firepower that the Colorado Avalanche have on this roster, over time, you're just not going to win those. You're not going to win these. That's just not how it's going to work.
Yeah. So, other news from hockey. For the first time since 2019, both Florida teams are gone.
So I was watching that game earlier, and I was rooting for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I was like, well, it's kind of a waste, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a waste because let's be real, no Canadian team is going to win the Stanley Cup. So if I'm looking at the bracket, the NHL playoff bracket currently as it sits right now, I'm looking at the Canadians are the only team left from Canada. Is that? Let's see. Because you have Buffalo, you have
I
Philly,
believe so. Edmonton lost.
Carolina still in, Vegas, Anaheim. Yeah, so there's only one Canadian team left. All my money's on Buffalo. Or all my money, like, it doesn't matter. I guess the Montreal could get past Buffalo if they wanted to. No, they're not winning. Like, they're not winning anything. So, congrats. Congrats, Canada. You have one team that's representing. Buffalo would be fun. Poor Edmonton. Yeah, says Black Market.
Not poor Edmonton. Poor Connor McDavid and poor Connor and Leon. Those two don't deserve this.
Edmonton done. Ousted by the Ducks. Man. At what point do the Oilers just say, you know what? We got to, like, they kind of go the Nuggets route and be like, we just got to blow this up.
Well, the problem is that, like, them blowing it up does nothing because they don't have any cap to bring in any sort of depth for Connor, Leon, Ryan Nugent, Hopkins.
I mean, they keep just falling short year after year after year. And
they had two really good depth pieces, like former first round picks, that kept helping key contributors to the future. There's offers for like $2 million. Minnesota trying to come back.
And Minnesota with a goal, 6-7. And Wedgwood is looking up in disbelief, like, what just happened? And Minnesota draws themselves closer by one more goal.
Zuccarello, this game is not over.
Wow.
Just chipped it over the shoulder from point blank. Good keeping there. Bad defense. Actually, it didn't look like Zuccarello did that on purpose.
He was just in the right
on accident.
It was literally being in the right place at the right time. He had no influence outside of just being a body on the ice on that goal.
He is going to the bench like, yeah, I planned that. That was all on purpose.
Oh, yeah, that was complete random luck.
That was
random luck
on accident.
What's up, No-Gro? How we doing? Welcome in. Hockey's often a game of pinball. There's a lot of that. A lot of that. Guys, hit that follow button if you're new to the channel. It's great to have you guys here tonight. We are here live every Wednesday and Sunday. We've had a weird, erratic schedule recently. Rec was out here in Denver hanging out with us. We'll fill you in on more of those stories here on Wednesday. But we're watching the Colorado Avalanche here in a crazy round 2, game 1 of this Minnesota-Colorado, where I did not expect it to be where we're at. I mean, we're at 13 total goals between these two teams. And
I mean, if you bet the over in this game, you are sitting pretty.
Yeah, this game is absolutely blowing expectations. If every game is going to be similar to this one, we're in for a treat for this series because it's going to be a fun one. But, we're going to be hanging out with you guys for a little bit longer here until the end of this game. 3:16 left in the third period, while the Colorado Avalanche trying to hold off the Minnesota Wild in this game 1, round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Down into the corner here, pass back up to the point.
And
goal!
goal!
The faceoff dot, shoots, goal!
And just like that, we are approaching some Makar with his, was that his second goal of the game?
6-8. You can stop with the damn memes now.
6-8. And the Avalanche take another commanding lead. Makar coming through on that right side, just on the far post, just threading the needle past the right hand side of the goaltender. Nothing. He didn't even see that going.
That was a good screen. That goal was set up by that screener there. 62. That was Lehkonen.
With the screen
on. That was Lehkonen who set up that goal. Look, he's completely blind.
What a goal, and what timeout Minnesota here with 2:54 left in the third period. And Minnesota needs a miracle at this point. They need something to happen. Colorado just keeps coming and coming and coming. Just when you close the gap, Colorado just puts another stamp on it. Wow.
And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
Makar.
Why did he become a pirate?
All hail Kale. Okay. Well, there you have it.
Third career playoff multi-goal game. Also, fun fact, he's the first player in this game to have multiple goals. The first 13 goals of the game are all scored by different players.
I mean, this second round matchup. This second round matchup is going to be a fun one. These two teams just throwing haymakers left and right. I will say the Avalanche have felt like the better team completely all the way through this game. It's just every time Minnesota tries to make a run, the Avs just shut it down again. I have no idea what we're watching right now.
Net is empty.
I mean, this game is just
down the ice.
And go! And just like that, Nathan MacKinnon. Was that MacKinnon on that goal?
Probably.
Nathan MacKinnon with the goal on the steal there.
Horrible pass there. Try to do a one-touch across the ice, easily picked off by MacKinnon.
And the Colorado Avalanche. The Colorado Avalanche will win game 1 of this second round series with Minnesota, going up 9-6. We went 6-7. Now we're going 6-9.
This is the better meme anyways.
I mean, now I just want double digits.
Hey, what did your mom say earlier? They're going to score more than Jamal?
They're on their way. They're about to tie Jamal in points scored here. The Avalanche might tie. Probably not, but good game. I want Jokic to play hockey. Can you imagine all the passes? Oh, Jokic would be one of the best. I mean, he'd be the assist leader. By the way, I think Jokic was over. I saw a rumor that he was filling over at the Kentucky Derby, by the way. Doesn't surprise me.
Well,
yeah.
No big surprise.
By the way, I could play that sound for the scoring of this game too. All right, and they're off.
Oh, he falls over.
And they're off. The Avs score, and then the Wild score, and then the Avs score, and then the Wild score, and then down the stretch. Yeah, it's going wild, literally and figuratively.
Less than a minute to go here, though this game's already over. Everyone's on their feet at Ball Arena.
What a start to this series. I mean, in general. I mean, the fact that we've seen this much action in a game one of the series, it's crazy. 15 goals, guys. It's in a hockey game, a playoff hockey. I mean, we're talking playoffs.
Fun fact.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Yeah,
There
playoffs.
were exactly 5 goals scored in each period.
15 total goals, 42 shots on goal for the Avs, 36 for the Minnesota Wild.
This game with 14 different goal scorers since 1993. So yeah, Caleb McCarr, despite there being 15 goals in this game, McCarr's the only one to have 2 goals.
14 players with goals in the Avs Wild game, tied for second most in the playoffs. What's the over under for goals in the next game? What are we setting it at 9.5? Are we setting it at
Something like that. That is game.
Let's
Avalanche
go.
win 9-6.
You get a goal, and you get a goal, and you get a goal. I mean, wow, what a game one. McKinnon sealing it with an empty netter, 2:08 left. Putting up the Avs 9-6, and that's how it ends here for the Colorado Avalanche in game one. So they take a commanding lead, and they are 1 game closer. So they still got plenty to go in this series. Next game is Tuesday, so we're going to be watching that one pretty closely. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any other takeaways we have.
Oh, Quinn Hughes will go Olympics mode next game.
Go Olympics mode. He's going to need to do something. Black market.
Yeah.
More games like this, less games like that, and 0-1. Yeah, I think that's 1,000% true. I would agree with that.
We need a game like that in the World Cup.
Man, what a start to the series. Okay, well that's a great way to end the night. It's definitely more uplifting than what we saw from our Denver Nuggets against the other Minnesota team. But that being said, that's going to put us at the end of our night here for the Sunday edition of the Action Lab Sports Channel. We are going to be back live Wednesday night. We will be chilling with you guys. And we're going to have more stories for you from Rex Visit. We're going to be talking more NBA playoffs, more NHL playoffs. Well, we should have another one under our belt, another couple games under our belt at a certain point here coming up. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Hit that follow button if you're new to the channel, because we are always hanging out with you, enjoying some sports, having some fun, entertaining chats. And by the way, I'm looking at the other sports. I'm looking at the sports category, and man, there's a lot of Minnesota streams. There's a bunch. There's like a handful of dudes all sitting on the couch together in Minnesota gear. Disappointed. I see another Minnesota fan here. Wow.
Are we gonna raid one of these Minnesota fans?
Should we? Should we Minnesota?
Chat. Should we raid Minnesota fans?
10K takes. Let's go. You know what? We're gonna rate them. And we're gonna send you over there right now, because I want you guys to be able to, see what they're saying about their team. So we're gonna rate 10K takes. There's 4 dudes in Minnesota Wild gear on the couch, watching this series. So, guys, have a great rest of your night. We will see you back here Wednesday. Go let the 10K takes guys know. The guys from Action Lab sent you, and Avs fans, so we'll take that as well. The dub is all good here from Colorado. They could take the L on the way out, but all fun. Love you guys. Have a great night. We will see you back here Wednesday. Love you guys.
Bye, everybody. Maybe one of these days, these teams will discover this magical thing called defense.
I love 1,000,000 goals. 15 goals. Let's go. Another one. Another one. Another one.